Hello, it's Adedoyin Jaiyesimi here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I want to give some quick tips on how to secure your next comms role. At first, I wanted to combine transitioning into comms and then securing your next comms role into one video, but I really thought about it and said, you know what, I'm going to separate it because those are two separate and different journeys. So if you are looking to transition into comms, I will share some tips and information that you can leverage on in your journey, because to be honest, no two journeys of transition are ever the same. And we also have a resource at the Comms Avenue called the Transitioning into Comms Guide, but yeah, I will do a separate video specifically for you. This video is for you if you want to move from your existing role, you want to secure a better role in comms. You're like, Adedoyin, I'm tired of my organization, I'm tired of any of this kind of money, I'm tired. This is for you. So I always like to start off by saying that securing your next comms role is not just about seeing a job advert on LinkedIn or getting a JD for an opening and then applying and then praying and fasting and hoping that you get a call back, or going through the several interview stages, or jumping through hoops and doing things that you're developing 2-year comms strategy and plans. It's not just about that. And you have to be very, very open-minded and creative about this journey to securing your next comms role. So the tips that I'm going to share, I hope that will be beneficial for you as you think about how you're positioning yourself, how you're speaking about your skills and your competencies, and how to make sure that you secure a role that you are truly happy with, and it will be one that will lead you to develop a purposeful and impactful career in comms. To start off with, you really want to think about what your strengths are as an individual and as a communicator, because that's truly the starting point. What are you bringing to the table? What are these strengths, and how do you communicate your strengths? How do you communicate your strengths in your CV? How do you communicate your strengths in your profile or portfolio? How do you communicate your strengths during an interview process? It's so important. I've reviewed a number of CVs, and because I know the person, I'm like, this CV does not fully capture your experience and your expertise. I just see a list of places you have worked with or worked for. I don't get a sense of who you are as a professional. I don't get a sense of what you can do or what you have done. So it's important for you to be able to sit down and say, where are my strengths? Where are the things that I know that I can, what are the things that I know that I can do from sleep? And list those things, because those are the things that you are going to showcase. Those are the things that must shine through when someone is looking at you, whether they're reading your cover letter, whether they are reading your CV. The next thing to think about is research the organizations that you want to work with. Some people just said, look, they are looking for comms officer, it's me. When today they're applying for development role, tomorrow it's in corporate organization, next tomorrow it's in tech company. No, that lack of focus, it shows in the interview process. It just shows, because your CV and everything you're submitting is not tailored to that organization. So get a sense of, okay, even if you're saying, I want to work in comms in any organization, what kind of organization? And then make sure that when you apply, everything you submit is tailored to that organization. You want to do some research. Do they have a comms team? How big is their comms team? What is their comms need? Research their social media platforms. Research the way they communicate. What can they even do better? Let me tell you something about this comms field. There are a lot of people that say they do comms, but they are not doing comms the proper way. So for you to really stand out, you have to know your stuff. You have to articulate that value. You have to show the organization that I'm coming in here as an asset to contribute to the good and growth of this organization, and that really must shine through. So you really actually do have to know your stuff, but you must be researching in the organization. Even myself as an advisor, on the few times where I would have to send a proposal in response to a tender or something, I have to research that organization. When I go into the interview process, they can see that I have researched them. In fact, I go there asking them questions because I want to know more about this organization. It's not a situation where this organization is doing you a favor. You have to go in with the mind of, how can I make this organization better? In my first 90 days, what would I do differently? What can I bring to the table? And if you're just starting off in your career, I don't want you to think that, oh, I don't have anything to bring to the table. No, you have your mind, you have your creativity. Again, going to the first point, think about your strengths. I remember in the early stages, before I even got my first official job, an internship, and I'd gone there, I just finished university. I hadn't even done the compulsory 1-year NYSC that we do in Nigeria. And the person was interviewing me, and I wanted to work there for 2 months so that I could go for the NYSC so this was December, the first batch of the NYSC was happening in February. And the guy was like, okay, what can you do here in 2 months? And me, again, I didn't have any work experience. Well, don't let me say I didn't have any work experience, because I did work while I was in uni, but I didn't have like corporate work experience. And I said to him, look, I know myself. I'm very resourceful and I add value everywhere I go. And by the time I'm leaving this organization, you're actually going to beg me to stay. I'm sure the guy was like, who is this girl? But hey, they gave me a chance. And honestly, by the time I was leaving that organization some months later, because I didn't end up going for NYSC in that February, the man was like, do you have to go? Because I knew myself. I know, even if I don't know this thing now, me, Adedoyin, I'm very resourceful. I'm very quick to learn. I'm very, very inquisitive. And I'm someone that adds value wherever I go. I don't care what the organization is. And I have the confidence to be able to articulate it. Do you know your strength? And are you comfortable and confident enough to be able to articulate your strength in any situation and scenario? So make sure you are researching the organization. Make sure that you are researching the industry so that you are tailoring your CV, your cover letter, even your portfolio, everything that you need that you submit when you do the assessment processes. Let it be so clear that this person is a standout candidate. Don't just do it as, one of those other things. This is just one of the organizations I'm applying to. The next thing is that your CV and your portfolio, I talked about it before, but it shouldn't just be, oh, I worked here, I did this, I did that, or we did. What were the outcomes? What were the results? You really want to focus on that. A lot of people have managed social media. A lot of people have developed content. A lot of people have executed the events. What were the results? What were the outcomes? What did you bring on board in terms of your creativity and the ideas that you brought to bear? Those are the things that need to shine through in your CV. Of course, make sure that as best as you can, give yourself a competitive advantage. So if you can, go and get certified. Go and do some of these courses that give you knowledge, but that also boost your CV and your professional profile and your portfolio as well. So make sure that as you are listing the places that you have worked in, make sure that you show the competencies that you've developed. Make sure that you're showcasing the outcomes and the results of the things that you did in those roles. Please, don't let your CV just be about the activities and things that you did. Those are outputs. What were the results? What were the outcomes? Because those are the things that are interesting to organizations when they are hiring. The next point, which is tied to what I said at the beginning, you have to really think creatively about securing your next role. Your strategy can't just be any job advertisement I see on LinkedIn, I'm going to apply. You have to leverage your network. I always say, talk about the fact that you're looking for a new job. Talk about the kind of job you are looking for. Talk about the industry where you would like to work in. And then go out, go for these conferences, go for these summits, meet people. If you say you want to work in the banking sector, oil and gas sector, can you go for one of their conferences? Can you go for a conference by the Institute of Directors, for example? Because what that would do for you is that you begin to learn the language of that industry. You will begin to connect with people so that when you do get the opportunity and you start answering questions, they can see that this girl really knows her stuff. If you're not able to demonstrate your understanding of that industry, communicate in the language of the industry, understand the unique challenges and where communications can deliver an advantage, then you may struggle. So think about it creatively, network strategically, go for some of these conferences, roundtables, and then connect with people. Don't just be in your house just looking on LinkedIn. You have to be able to think about it holistically. It might not even be a physical summit. It might be a virtual summit. It might be a virtual roundtable, but be immersed within that space or even within the organization that you want to work with. Follow them in the news. Follow what is happening, because you see, when the door then opens, you are already armed with all of the information that you need to stand out and secure that role. So please make sure that you network creatively and strategically. And please don't sleep on LinkedIn. See, when people abuse LinkedIn, I don't join them, because honestly, the opportunities that I've gotten on LinkedIn, how are you using LinkedIn to demonstrate your competence and your expertise, or even your interest within a particular sector? You don't need to be a thought leader. Use LinkedIn to document your work. Use LinkedIn to document your journey. Use LinkedIn to show what it is that you can do, your capability and ability. I've heard so many stories of how people got a job because someone saw, in fact, there was one employer in a global tech company. They just saw the girl was just doing reviews of social media campaigns, and they just liked the girl's thinking. They just liked the way that, she wrote the content and her style of thinking, and they brought her in and she really delivered. I mean, the caveat here is that don't be writing about things that you don't have experience in. She was writing about her thought process. She knew how to do what she was writing about, because some people now will do aspire to perspire. Please, it's not Adedoyin that said you should do that. Make sure that as you are writing about these things, you actually have the knowledge to back it up, so that when they now hire you because of that, you can actually deliver the results. But please leverage LinkedIn. I'm still cajoling professionals. Sometimes someone will tell me, I've been trying to get a job, and I look at their LinkedIn, their profile is not up to date, their profile is not optimized, they're not sharing any sort of content. People are looking and researching for people online. Another thing that you need to realize is that a lot of these hiring processes happens by virtue of recommendations. Yes, you will see the job adverts, but a lot of times people want referrals. I get a lot of requests to refer people. Sometimes I'll be struggling to think, okay, who is a good fit for this role? Which is why, again, I always say, put it out there. If you're in a community, let people know that you're looking. Let people know what your strengths are. Let people know the kind of job that you're looking for, because you don't know where your job can come from. It could be for a referral. It could be someone is in a meeting and they said, oh, we're looking for someone. Say, I know somebody. And they tell you to quickly send your CV, which means that your CV needs to be updated. Your portfolio needs to be updated, because sometimes you may not have time to start editing, right? When you just get that information. So please, I know I've joined a lot of points together, but really make sure that you are leveraging LinkedIn. Make sure that your assets and the things that you will use to showcase your expertise, make sure it's current, it's up to date, and it truly reflects who you are as a professional. While you do all of that great stuff, the truth is that sometimes the journey to securing your next role can be long. I wish it can be cut short. I wish there are no ups and downs, but that's just the reality of life. But what I've really discovered is that while you wait, make sure you keep yourself busy. Don't just be at home. Don't just be discouraged by the no's and the rejections. And I know it really, really hurts. I really detest those, unfortunately, emails, especially like when you've got into like stage 4 and stage 5 and you're almost there and you just get that email. It can be really deflating, but don't take it personal. A lot of times it's really not about you. There are many decisions and factors that go into this final decision on who to select. But while you wait, please make the most of the time, whether it's by serving someone, whether it's by volunteering, because what you're doing is you're also filling your CV with valuable experiences, and you just don't know. It might be in that place of service, it might be in that place of volunteering that your next role would actually open up. So don't just be so laser focused on, oh, I'm applying, that's it, I'm not going to do anything else, I'm going to be discouraged. No, be open to the fact that your job can literally come from anywhere. You just need one door to open to you. It's just that you don't know which door. So please volunteer where you can, serve. That way you're also gaining new experiences that you can add to your CV. You're gaining new experiences that when you are speaking during interviews, it's clear that you come with different kind of unique context that will be valuable to that organization. And then finally, please have faith. Have faith and maintain your joy. Maintain that attitude of gratitude. Whenever I feel disappointed or I get disappointing news, I just flip it with praise. I go to God and I say, thank you. Thank you for this wait. Thank you for this journey. Thank you for this news. It's not the news that I wanted, but I am grateful, because it's so important for me to maintain that atmosphere of joy and gratitude around myself, because I needed to stay the course. I needed to continue the journey, to persevere. So please have faith. Some of you have been on this journey to securing your next role for such a long time. Please hold on, don't lose hope. I really join my faith with yours, and I pray that a role will open up to you or for you. The role will exceed your expectation and you will step into it with ease. It will be one where the culture of the organization will be so great. It will be one where you will flourish. It will be one where you will forget about all the weight and the rejection of the past. So please, 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 don't lose hope. Have faith and maintain your joy. I hope this has been really helpful. If there's anything I want you to remember, it's the fact that, look, there's so many ways that you can get a new job. Don't be fixated on one path. There are many paths. Leverage your network, speak to people, and trust in God to open the door that you need to get you to the next role where you want to be, where you desire. And I believe that it will happen for you soon. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions for me, feel free to drop it in the comment section. Bye.